Hello students, today I will teach you the concept. These concepts will help you to solve the problems in mole concept, right? So for that, the first concept is 1 mole equal to 6.023 into 10 power 23. Okay, this is the first concept. Next, one more thing you need to know, N equal to W by mm. So this will come moles equal to mass by molar mass. Moles equal to mass by molar mass. This formula also will help you to solve the problems in mole concept. Next, remember one more thing. 1 mole of any gas at STP, that means standard and temperature and pressure, occupies 22.4 liters. Occupies 22.4 liters. So I repeat, these three formulas will help you to solve so many problems in mole concept. Not only in mole concept, almost physical chemistry, these three formulas involve everywhere in physical chemistry, right? So 1 mole equal to 6.023 to 10 power 23. Moles equal to mass by molar mass, right? Moles equal to mass by molar mass. 1 mole of any gas at STP occupies 22.4 liters. These are the I request you to remember these 3 points or these three formulas. Now I will show you how to approach in mole concept to solve the problems. I will show you we need to go for a new approach to solve the problems for mole concept, right? First, we have conversions in mole concept, that we are going to convert mass to moles in mole concept, mass to moles. Next, moles to mass, and moles to atoms, right? And atoms to moles, and atoms to moles. And we are also going to convert mass to moles or moles to atoms. Or we can also do atoms to moles and moles to mass. And these are the conversions we are going to use while solving the problems. Problems, all stoichiometric problems, question paper setter will frame based on these conversions only. So if you know the mass, he will give the mass and he will ask you to calculate the moles. Or else he will give the moles, he will ask you to calculate the mass. He will give the moles and ask you to calculate the number of atoms. Or he will give the mass and he will ask you to calculate the number of the atoms. So if you master this, you can solve any problem in stoichiometry. And I will show you two more equations, how to approach with the equations, right? First of all, I need you to understand these conversions. I hope you understood. So next we will deal with the equations, how to write. Suppose I have this equation, a plus b gives rise to c plus d. A plus b gives rise to c plus d. Here you can say this is a chemistry equation. Assume that this is a chemistry equation. We can write here 1 mole of A reacts with 1 mole of A reacts with 1 mole of B. 1 mole of A reacts with 1 mole of B and forms 1 mole of C and 1 mole of D and 1 mole of D. Understand carefully. Previously I showed you what are the conversions, some mass to moles or mass to atoms or atoms to mole. Okay. Next, in stoichiometry, he will give the chemical equation like this, right? In stoichiometry, he will give the chemical equation like this. You need to decode this equation. If nothing is there means 1. If nothing is there means you need to assume there is 1. So you can write the equation 1 mole of A reacts with 1 mole of B and gives 1 mole of C and 1 mole of D. Suppose my equation is like this, 2A, 3B, 5C, 4D. Okay, my equation is like this. So how can you write this? 2 moles of A reacts with 3 moles of B and forms 5 moles of C and 4 moles of D. Okay, 5 moles of C and 4 moles of D. So like that you need to decode the reaction first and do the problem. That will be very easy to you, right? 2 moles of A reacts with 3 moles of B and forms 5 moles of C and 4 moles of D, right? I will write one more equation for your better understanding. I will write the chemical equation. Acid base simple reaction I will write. So HCl plus NaOH gives rise to NaCl plus H2O. Okay, he will give the question like this, right? First of all, you need to understand. I will show you next video. I will show you how to solve the problems, right? Right now, understand what is the concept needed to solve the problems, right? So here you can write 1 mole of HCl. 1 mole of HCl reacts with 1 mole of NaOH. 1 mole of NaOH forms 1 mole of NaCl, 1 mole of NaCl and 1 mole of water, and 1 mole of NaCl and 1 mole of water. 1 mole of water. Understand this? Okay. 1 mole of HCl reacts with 1 mole of NaOH and form NaCl and water. Right. I will show you one more reaction for your better understanding. If you take the KClO3 gives rise to KCl plus 3O2, right? So this is the chemical equation for KClO3 reaction, heat reaction. Okay, KClO3 will degrade into KCl. KClO3 will degrade into KCl and O2. Right? Here, how can I write this reaction? 2 moles of KClO3. 2 moles of KClO3. Okay. On heating gives 2 moles of KCl. 2 moles of KCl. 2 moles of KCl and 3 moles of O2. Like that you need to understand. In stoichiometry, if he gives chemical equation, you need to understand like this, right? So this corresponds to mole. If nothing is there, just assume that there is 1, right? Next, one more thing I will show you while doing the problems. This concept also in next class. From next class onwards, we will solve the problems. In part 3, this is part 2 mole concept. From part 3, we are going to solve the problems, right? So here what you will do, one more concept. Suppose if you take H2SO4, right? H2SO4. So this also we can say in H2SO4, we can say there is presence of, in H2SO4 there is presence of 2 moles of H atoms, okay? 2 moles of H atoms and 1 mole of sulfur atom, and we can also say 4 moles of oxygen atoms. 4 moles of oxygen atom. Like this we need, whenever we need to do in question here, they will ask you there are how many moles of hydrogen present, how many atoms of hydrogen are present. Like that he will ask you. So at that time this concept will be very much useful to you, right? In H2SO4 there are, see here 2 moles of hydrogen atoms, 1 mole of sulfur atom, right? And 4 moles of oxygen atoms present. So we can also write in this way, 1 mole of hydrogen molecule, right? I am writing in terms of molecules. So in H2SO4 there is a presence of 1 mole of hydrogen molecule and 1 mole of sulfur atom. 1 mole of sulfur atom. We can also write there is 2 moles of oxygen molecules are present. 2 moles of oxygen molecules are present. So likewise we need to decode. I showed you if they give the equation how to decode and write in terms of moles. Now I have taken a molecule and I showed you how to decode it and to write in terms of moles, or in terms of moles. With atoms how to write I showed you, with molecule how to write I showed you. Right now I will brief this class and I am going to stop this. In next class we are going to do the problems, we are going to solve the problems. So here I will write. So if any equation is given, A plus B gives rise to C plus D, we can write 1 mole of A reacts with 1 mole of B, gives the products 1 mole of C and 1 mole of D. We can write H2SO4, or if you take HCl, we can say there is 1 mole of HCl, 1 mole of hydrogen atom and 1 mole of chlorine atom. And one thing I need you to understand, in a question, if he gives in question, observe this also. In question, if he mentions if there is presence of presence of 2 moles of H2SO4. If question he mentions there is presence of 2 moles of H2SO4, then use this concept that in 2 moles of H2SO4, there is presence of 4 moles of 4. Why 2? 2 moles. 1 mole means 2 hydrogen atom. But here I am mentioning 2 moles of H2SO4. So there is presence of 4 moles of H atoms and 1 mole of sulfur atom, and 4 moles of oxygen atoms. So these 3 concepts will be very much useful while solving the problems. So I will give you a very simple approach. You will be amazed. Just wait for the next video. There I am going to solve the problems. For this class, remember 3. N equal to moles equal to mass by molar mass. 1 mole of any gas at STP occupies 22.4 liters. And kindly watch this video. If you like this video, share and subscribe. Thank you.